Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, we are from a third group. Would like to explain to you guys about Lex Temp South Sulawesi. Okay, the first is I'm going to introduce my group. The first is me, Zalzabil Zakia Auroras, moderator. The second is Devita Naila, and next is Faiza Maulida. We are going to the first speaker, Devita Naila Nurarifin. Time is yours.
Okay, first it's background. Tempe Lake is a tectonic lake that spans the Regency in South Sulawesi, including Wajo Regency, Sidendrang Rapang Regency, and Sopeng Regency. This lake This lake is considered an ancient lake because it was formed at the same time as the formation of the mainland of Sulawesi. Above the Australian and Asian continental plates, its area is about 315 kilometers, making it second largest lake in Sulawesi. The lake the lake also has a variety of freshwater fish species that are rarely found elsewhere. The area of Tempe Lake is approximately 30,000 hectares, which makes Tempe Lake the eighth of the 10 largest lakes in Indonesia. The depth of Tempe Lake is about 5.5 meters, which is the maximum depth of the lake. Okay, next. Okay, the next is history. Tempe Lake is categorized as an ancient tectonic lake. In ancient times, Tempe Lake was a body of water that connected Makassar Strait, Buene Bay, and Parepare Bay. Thus, Tempe Lake is the water that separates the southern and northern part of Sulawesi Island. The waters were formed at the end of the Ice Age, approximately to 20,000 to 10,000 years BCE, where the land ice began to melt and seawater began to rise. These waters are known as the ancient Tempe Lake. Next was the sorry. Next was the Old Holcim period around 2000 until 6000 BC. A geological process occurred in the form of sheathing and collision of tectonic plates. The collision between the Australian plate and the Eurasian plate caused it the upfield of the area around the ancient Temple Lake. This land upfield caused the ancient Temple Lake to separate into the waters, namely Budaya Lake, Temple Lake, and Sidendrang Lake. That's enough.
Okay, the next speaker is me. The next is utilization of Tempe Lake. Tempe Lake can be used by the surrounding community in various fields such as fisheries, agriculture, tourism, and transportation. The pattern of utilization can change according to the water discharge. In high water discharge conditions, all fields can be utilized escape agriculture. Conversely, at low water discharge, the transportation sector cannot take full advantage of the lake. Lake utilization is inseparable from the division of the lake area. The division of the lake area is determined through customary law and government law. According to customary rules, there are four types of lake areas that can be utilized for fishing, namely Kapeang or Balete, Palawang, Bungku, and Makajalala. In addition, there is also the Tanakoti or Tanateleng area. This area is a lakeside area which, when it dries up, can be converted for agriculture. Some land is leased to private parties. There are also types of areas that cannot be used for fishing, such as reservoir areas and sacred areas. There are some interesting activities around Tempe Lake. The first is floating house. In the Tempe Lake area, you will find hundreds of floating houses owned by fishermen with colorful flags. The floating house is built using bamboo without insulation, or one room for various activities. The kitchen and the restroom are usually placed at the back of the floating house. From the top of the floating house, tourists can see the sunrise and sunset from the same place. Tourists can also see various flowers and birds. The birds that stop by the Tempe Lake area are birds that move from one continent to another. The second is touring the lake. Tourists can tour the lake by renting a boat owned by local fishermen. While traveling around the lake, tourists will witness the activities of residents who are looking for fish. In this class too, many fishing nets are found installed in this area. Water hygienic plants are also found in the Temple Lake. Various species of birds, such as cranes and grouse, are also found in the lake area. Next, uh, next speaker is my friend Faizah Molida. Time is yours.
Okay, next is the rules in Temple Lake. The customary rules in the Temple Lake include the rules of lake utilization, prohibition around the lake, and irradiational ceremonies to ward of bad luck. Among the prohibitions that apply include prohibition of fishing on Thursday night until Friday afternoon, prohibition of crossing dead bodies in the lake, prohibition of washing mosquito net in the middle of the lake, prohibition of fishing without a head covering, prohibition of singing in the middle of the lake except for the song of killing fish along ballet, and prohibition at two young people making out. Any resident who sees a violation can report into the Macoa Tapare. Then Macoa Tapare will give sanctions to the perpetrator. The perpetrator is obligated to organize a traditional ceremony called Macera Tapareng and is obligated to bear the burden of the cost of organizing it. Next, please. And in their culture, the community around the Temple Lake has a Temple Lake festival every August 23. The festival is a fisherman ritual called Macera Tapareng or a ceremony to purify the lake. The ceremony is marked by a cow slaughter by a fisherman later, followed by various interesting tourist attractions. Uh, the Macera, the Macera Tapareng procession begins at night, where the Temple Lake coastal community starts sounding traditional drums, Magendrang, until dawn. Then the ritual continues by releasing offerings at the point that are considered sacred. Traditional elders also release offering into the middle of the lake. In the Macera Tapareng ritual, all the participants wear bodo cloths, the traditional clothing of the Bugis tribe.
Okay, that's all explanation for our group. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam